Episode 3.
Indeed, here we go again. Right, so this evening, amuse-bouche, Scott made a creme pat. Starter, the industry, is it possible to make any money out of it, or is it all doomed? Main course, special diets, and all the joys that entails. And then for dessert, we've got some people on the phone.
Right, amuse-bouche.
Yes.
I made a very nice creme pat today, which you wouldn't think normally because Darren has no praise whatsoever to say about anything that I do. But just on this one occasion, I had to feel that whether I was still alive or not. He actually gave me a compliment on it.
At least you know if you get a compliment off me, it's genuine, because it doesn't happen very often. Not just you, but for anyone. But the amusing story with it was that our dear friend, the angry redhead pastry chef, now he was making a creme pat once upon a time, and it was when we were running a restaurant, cost saving. I was looking at all the costs, and I changed the supplier of corn flour. So he was making his creme pat, and he was whinging and slamming things around.
As he does.
And he threw it away. I thought,
he was so angry.
It left him to it. He was angry. And then he'd thrown the whole thing away. Started making it again. Gets more angry. And I think he made it 3 times, but he definitely made it at least twice. But let's go with 3, because let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story. On the 3rd attempt of making it, he's absolutely losing it now. He's slamming these. Darren! What?
Sounds just like that.
What's wrong? He's like, well, if you stop buying this cheap crap. I was like, what's your problem? He's like, this corn flour is broken. What do you mean? It's broken. It doesn't work. I was like, the corn flour doesn't work.
Let me tell you the audience, I just want to tell the audience, he does actually sound exactly like that, and with the big mannerisms as well.
That's just a middle of the day chat with him. That's what I mean, it doesn't work. He goes, I've made this creme, and it just won't thicken. And I come down, I was like, well, that's ice and sugar for a start. Well, why is it in that tub
ice and
then?
sugar.
I was like, it says that. It's clearly ice and sugar. You've just put ice and sugar in. Surprise, it's not thickening. You're trying to thicken ice and sugar. Oh, tickled me that.
I bet he was absolutely raging because he's just made a monumental cock up.
He's thrown away 3 batches. I said, so in saving a few quid on getting a slightly cheaper brand of corn flour, we've thrown away all the dairy, the sugar, the eggs. Gone. So that was a short one for this evening.
It's an absolute gem. I'd love to have seen the look on his face when he realised it was ice and sugar.
Yeah, well, because he obviously always liked to have one over on me, and just to be able to shout, and oh, wow, Darren wouldn't have done that. Yes. The sudden realisation that he was trying to thicken ice and sugar.
He's so bitter. CheckON. Right, a bit of a serious one.
Yep.
So, a restaurant in Cornwall. How far can I go with this? Does it matter?
That'll do.
Went bust owing over £400,000, an eye-watering amount. Now, this restaurant was very busy. The reviews I looked online and the pictures, the food is stunning. And they suddenly closed their doors overnight. And within the next day, all the tables and chairs and everything had been shipped out. Monies owed included £18,000 owed to staff for holidays and wages. And these are eye-watering amounts of money that just cannot be paid back. How is it possible that you can have a busy restaurant and yet be going down the pan that hard?
Well, that's, my quick quip on the intro bit about how do you make money in this industry. It's, you see places like that and you think, he has a really good reputation as a chef, as a restaurateur, as the front of house team. I know people that have been there, I know people that work there, I know many good reviews of it, and it's the fact that you can get yourself in that position and it's not going to be through willy-nilly negligence stuff. It's just, A, the cost of living crisis, people aren't going out to eat as much as they were, but B, the costs of bloody
produce.
Produce, the utility bills are eye-watering. When I read that, it hit home for me because last year we ran the restaurant, and we closed it because similar situation. I was like, well, not to the point that we got ourselves into that amount of debt, but then what you think, where you're making profit. You're always going to make profit in the summer and lose it in the winter. That's fine to a point. But then when you think you're just hemorrhaging, and then it's like, well, there's such a tide of it. You think, well, where's the stop point?
Coming on to the utilities part, because you did a look at the electric. Let's say it's the electrics straight away. I mean, how much of a jump was that in terms of bills?
That was huge. I would say to the number two in the kitchen, it's like, you don't need to have the dishwasher on all day. You don't need to have the combi oven on all day. But people don't see it. If you just work in a kitchen and you're just there, you don't see that cost. Like, I'm an ass for it. You've worked with me in a kitchen, like, close the fridge door, turn that gas off. Why is that oven on? Why is this on? Why is it? Yeah. People will finish a breakfast service. They'll have used the fryer at breakfast service to fry some hash browns. They'll finish breakfast service at 10 o'clock and go, well, it's lunch in 2 hours, so leave the fryer on. Like, all those things add up to a huge cost. And, our electricity bill in the restaurant on a quiet day, just on electricity, would be more than the wages for the restaurant staff. And you think, well, that's insane.
That's insane, yeah.
And we sort of make cookies and cakes and things like that. And you think, well, actually, by the time I've made, unless you were busy enough to make enough cakes and cookies to sell in enough volume, that actually just the electricity cost alone of baking the cookies, there was no point. You might as well just
outweigh, yeah.
You might as well have just left them. You might as well have not bothered. Like, even if you sell all the cookies and hit your GP on them, the cost of doing it, you're wasting time. So then you're trying to, well, if I can do everything in one hit and do this, it's a nightmare. But I saw me and Adi were in Truro the other week, and we bumped into another chef we used to know, who used to run with his wife another very, very highly regarded restaurant in Cornwall. And similar thing is, there's no way for it to make financial sense. And he's now working, doing sort of handyman jobs, and he still keeps his eye in. He does a bit of agency stuff on the side, but it's bizarre because you think, how can, if you're just a standalone restaurant or a pub or whatever, like.
Well, every time somebody says, I want my own bakery, or I want my own food shop or something in a building. Every time now they say it, I just think, don't do it. No. Don't do it. It's just such a hard industry to make any money out of. If you've got a food truck and all that, then that's fine, or an outside catering business. But
or if you've got a hotel and you've got another revenue stream coming in, but even there, it's a struggle. And I think a lot of people are saying, a lot of people are going back abroad at the minute, and there's cheap holidays and things abroad. People are going for that, but it is really hard. Like, I don't know. Even
a lot of the pub landlords, they're serving food and really focusing on the food side of it. A lot of them are just like, you don't really make a lot of money.
No. Well, you think Snostal Brewery, like at the restaurant, we had Arctic Sky on, like that, lovely. Drank quite a few pints of that. And then a few times in the last 3 months, I've been to other places that sell it, and it's off. Everywhere I've been to, it's like glass everything, it's off. And I spoke to a landlord of one pub, and I said, I've been in there a few times now, and you've never got Arctic Sky on. You've got it there, but you've got a glass over it. It's never on. And he said, well, they're charging us about 400 quid a barrel. He said, so I can't justify selling it. And that's the Snostal model, obviously. If they'll give you cheap rent, but they'll slam you on the beer price or whatever. Yeah. But we were paying 120, 130 quid a barrel for the same product, but we were a free house. You think, well, you're just crippling them. They're not going to sell beer. They're not going to make money out of it. I don't know. It's eye-opening, and it's rare for us to do a serious topic on this podcast. But
we're going to do a bit of
balance. But it's I don't know. It's hard for them, and heart goes out to them, really. And the staff. I mean, it says there, they're gut churning, and that would be, if you're trying your ass off, you're working, full well they're going to be putting in the hours, doing everything they can to try and keep the quality up. But then if keeping the quality up, but then the covers aren't there, then you've got wastage. It's a problem, and they're not going to be happy owing money to staff. But it says in the report that they owe themselves, the directors are owed best part of 50,000 quid, which they've put in to try and just keep it afloat. But sad times, heart goes out to them.
I remember watching an interview, I think it was at the Oxford Union online, with Marco Pierre White, and he was saying that he helped one of his friends who had a restaurant in his younger years and worked for him for 3 months for free to try and help save his restaurant. And they're obviously putting out the best food that they could possibly do, and it still just would not work. Mm. And I look at this guy's food, I mean, amazing chef, fantastic looking food, busy restaurant, but still can't make, it's just almost as if the odds are stacked against you. You just cannot, no matter how many hours, how much work, how much stress. I mean, what they must be going through with that.
Mm. Yeah, it's not going to be not pleasant, is it?
No.
Well, there we are. I think we should move on to a more light-hearted, more life problematic subject, but either end of the scale here is allergies and special diets. CheckON.
Right, this is something that really bugs.
So I saw this. I've been joining a few of the chef groups on Facebook, etc., to spread the word about CheckON. And I saw this, and I'm going to read it to you because I think you'll appreciate it. So this is a letter that was given to us in a pizza restaurant. So, dear waiter, waitress, chef, or cook. Hello, my name is, it's been blanked out, but my friends call me Onion. That's my nickname. Please read this carefully before we begin the food ordering or preparation process. I have some very specific food requirements due to my psychosomatic food neurosis, or PSFN.
Oh, what?
To make my dining and your work experience more tolerable, please read and follow the very specific requests regarding my food and its preparation. Number 1. Absolutely, positively no cheese on my food under any circumstances. I have a wicked cheese neurosis, and any cheese on my food will trigger a very unpleasant reaction that could include vulgar language, food throwing, convulsions, ranting, raving, and in many cases vomiting right there in the restaurant, or worse, explosive diarrhea, which I spelled wrong. Believe me, you don't want to see, hear, or smell any of those things. Number 2, absolutely no pork chops. Specific on the chops. Please don't serve me or even suggest any pork chops. I have a very nasty experience with pork chops that caused me to have a gangrenous gallbladder. Please avoid pork chops at all costs. They will cause what my friends and family call code brown, which is an immediate explosion of diarrhea event you don't want here in your establishment.
Why would you write that?
Number 3, no tomatoes. Well, I'll come out of that one. Please do not serve me any type of tomatoes or even give me any food that has come into contact with tomatoes. This will cause another food neurosis-fueled event that no one wants to see. Please, for everyone's sake, don't give me any tomatoes or food that's touched tomatoes. Number 4, this is the last one I promise. I love onions. That's why my nickname is Onions. If I order a sandwich, please only put bread, meat, and lots of onions on it. That's all I want. And remember, no cheese under any circumstances. ... No cheese. Thanks for taking the time to read this and come to an understanding of my psychosomatic food neurosis. By complying with my very specific food requirements, you will ensure all of us will have a much more pleasant dining experience. You will also boost your chances of a bigger tip and save both of us the bother of me having to ask to speak with your management. Thank you.
Oh, she wants to talk to the management. Oh, sounds like an absolute nightmare.
I mean, it's probably a piss take, to be fair, but it does raise a lot of questions, or not questions, memories, to be honest. How many times in a restaurant situation, dietaries, like, I feel really bad for anybody who actually has an allergy, because there's so many problematic asses out there that, there's people who come in, I've got a really serious allergy, and it's like, fine, okay, no worries, but they get swept under the carpet. Well, not swept under the carpet. That people feel marginalised because there's so many people that are out there just whinging about whatever. Like,
I know there's been a few occasions like this, and I'm sure there's a few chefs listening or kitchen staff that are they've heard this before because it has driven me up the wall. But I remember a specific example. There's many, but this one in particular, where you just get this list of allergies, random ingredients. You bend over backwards, and I remember it was heightened on the gluten allergy as well, really bad. So we had to wash everything, just be over the top. And we went through every course with that. And then when she got to picking the dessert, I'd sent out a few options. We'll do this and we'll do that. A little bit of a wait while we create it from scratch, but we will get you something that ticks all these boxes. Oh no, she'll have a sticky toffee pudding. What? What? I'm not gonna repeat the language I use. Oh yeah, well she thinks she'd be fine with that, and she really likes sticky toffee pudding. I hit the roof. We absolutely went crazy between each courses, and then she orders that. I couldn't believe it.
It's always the dessert. I mean, the dessert is a kicker because dairy allergies a lot. Like, the number of times I've served creme brulees or something like that for a dessert, or refused to serve them. I generally have an argument, but they'll be like, they don't realise the stress and the strain and the hassle you've gone through to make sure that everything is, if you're allergic to something, if you don't like something, then just say the way, oh, can you tell the chefs to not put much butter in it because I'm trying to watch my weight, whatever, fine.
Yeah.
You say you're allergic to something, we take it seriously. It's part of our profession. It is actually a professional job. Banter aside, it's a professional job. You do all that, and then they go through it and go, I've been really good on the rest of the meal. I'll have a brulee or an ice cream. Do you realise, like, the amount of ball ache that everyone's had to go through to accommodate whatever it is the thing?
Yeah.
And not that anybody minds that. It's like, if you'd have then said, okay, I'm I'll have it from a pudding as well. Fine. But as soon as you start going, well, I've been good actually, I'll have it that way.
I'm laughing now, but I know at the time you just want to go out there and just, I don't know, open the top of a head and see if there's a brain in there. I mean, what are you doing?
We had it at the restaurant in Truro. There was somebody who booked, and the guy had phoned up to book, and he said, two of us, or his partner, Mrs. Wife, whatever, serious nut allergy. Okay, fine. He said, can't go near any nuts, can you accommodate it? Yeah, fine. Sent him across the menu. I said, we can change everything. It's fine. We can do it all for you. Came down, sat down, had to go for all these specific things. I actually spoke to him on the phone, etc. Fine, no problem. Nut allergy, great. We'll look after you.
Yeah.
Sat down. He ordered his starter that had nuts on it. So I was like, I'm not going to serve him any nuts. So I sent it out without the nuts on it and nut-free and all the rest of it. And he complained to the waiter when he came back. He's asking whether candy walnuts, where it was, on the thing. I said, well, he's not having them. He said, well, he wants them. I said, well, I don't care if he wants them. He's not having them. And then this argument ensued.
Okay, yeah.
I've spent, time, like probably over an hour of my time over various different days, emails, phone calls, etc. And I've made sure that everything in this kitchen, to the best of our ability, has been entirely kept nut-free because I've taken it seriously as discussed. And now you're sat next to her and you want to have nuts. No.
What's going on?
I'm not going to play with it. And people do get annoyed about that, but you think, well, if you're going to ask for something specifically with an allergy, fine, but don't start moaning that you haven't got whatever.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No.
I'm not saying they're all like that. In fact, most will stick to what they've requested, but there are some crazy people out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's preference rather than an actual allergy.
Well, I mean, about my wife on our honeymoon. So I'd accidentally, the hotel we were staying in, they had a thing up saying, do you want to have a demonstration of the local cuisine? I thought that'd be interesting. We'll go along to that. So we signed ourselves up for it, thinking it was going to be a little chef demo, but it wasn't. It was actually a 7-course taster menu, whatever it was, private dining thing, just me and Alice and the guy cooking. So I was like, okay, fine. And it was an island. There was lots of fish.
That sounds pretty cool.
That was great. Apart from the fact we'd only eaten lunch an hour before. So apparently come and watch a demo and I'm there having a 7-course taster. Anyway, we're going through it. I explained that she's got a fish allergy. He's like, okay. So he's making it up as he goes along, but it was fine. And then we got to the end of the meal, but he didn't tell us how many courses it was. We didn't know what to expect. And eventually it was like, okay, well, I think we finished, but he's not really saying we finished. But I was getting a bit awkward. So I was like, I think it's time to go. So I turned around without really thinking about it and went, come on then, dear, time to go. Gave her a kiss around the lips on our honeymoon. And I'd just eaten 7 courses of fish. And of course, she's allergic to it. Didn't know the end of that one, did I? The rest of the honeymoon, there she is with lips that, they exploded and it was bad. But on allergies, she was fine afterwards. On allergies, though, what's the relation between COVID and onion and garlic? Because pre-COVID wasn't really a thing. Is it the doctors have got a new fad diet?
Oh, we got to tread carefully here.
We haven't.
Yes, we have.
No, because
you're going to go down this conspiracy route where, I don't know, the jabs are going to make your head blow up from onions.
No, but we've had gluten. Everyone's done gluten, and then a lot of people have gone, oh, actually, I quite like bread, so they've just given up on it and they've gone back to it.
Yeah.
Onion and garlic. I mean, it's an absolute pain.
There is a lot of that around the onion allergy.
They weren't there 5 years ago.
No.
And now they're everywhere, and it's in everything, most things. So people come in and they don't think to announce it, and they turn up on the restaurant. They come in and order. Go, oh yeah, by the way, I've got an onion garlic allergy. Well, that limits.
It is one of the hardest
lot
ones.
of what you can have.
Yeah,
because if you're making fresh stocks and stuff in your kitchen, and all your sauces are in this, and things are marinated, whatever, dressings, everything's going to at some point
risotto base,
garlic,
all of that. Yeah.
And people, well, I can't have onion and garlic. Well, okay, but so it wasn't there years ago, and now it all of a sudden is. And I'm not saying it's necessarily China's fault, but pre-COVID, we didn't have...
Right, well, you've convinced me.
Good.
So it is Wuhan's fault.
It is, right. It can't have been the AstraZeneca vaccine because that has Astra in the title. So that one's good.
Your obsession with voxels. It's only the Mark II you like.
Yeah, well, I don't like the new start. I'd say that. I've got 2 Mark IVs now, but...
okay. Well, I might be able to explore this because I know a couple of onion allergies, and I'm going to just ask them, so, vaccine, which one did you have?
Yeah.
Was it the same as mine? And it's just all ears out. And to see if they both come back with the same one, all right, I can explore it further. I'm going to wrap some tinfoil around my head, but I will.
It must be something.
To be fair, it could be a chemical side effect. I don't know.
Oh, could it just be a, I don't know, doctors trying to palm people off and what can I black them with this week? They've all done gluten. They've come back to me and said, no, I still don't feel well.
Onion?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, too many alliums in your diet. Get them out.
Yeah.
Strange, but...
All right, we'll explore further.
Yeah, I think it needs a bit of it.
That's going to be a part 2 to that.
Good.
I'm going to come up with some random questions for people and just see how they respond. Get them on the show. I'm trying to think. One's an electrician. So we just phone him up and just say, yeah, I've got this smoking problem. I don't know, make it up, coming out of my socket. What would that usually mean? Oh, yeah, cool. What jab did you have, by the way? I mean, how do I get to that?
Yeah. Are you okay with onions? If you were ordering a burger, would you like onion rings on it?
Yeah.
Do they give you a little bit of gastro? Yeah.
Did you have the booster, by the way?
Because that's where the garlic really kicks in, is on the booster.
Oh, yes. That's where the garlic, yeah.
Without that, you'd probably be all right. But no, I just think people need to be a bit more mindful of special, because people who do genuinely have allergies, like, because there's an intolerance where you get a little bit bloated or whatever, and it's like fine. But people who've actually got allergies must be an absolute ball ache, really, to go out for a meal, because so many of the chefs that you deal with are going to be like, yeah, of course you have, yeah, you're allergic to that, yeah, fine. And so many of these allergies, you're like, yeah, they're all just faddy diet things they've seen online.
Speaking of fads, I do like one fad.
The potato diet?
No, it's not the fad. It's not that kind of fad.
Right.
It is the purple chopping board for the allergies. It sits up there on the shelf, this thin crap that never has a place on the chopping board area. It just sits up there.
I could do the other chopping boards. It might get cross-contamination.
Oh, yeah, true. What, even have to wash it? Oh, come on, Darren. And then it sits up there on the shelf. And then just occasionally some smart ass will pull it down to do an allergy with. But it's really just a special event because it just doesn't get used. It's a waste of time if everything else is washed. Who cares?
There's a frying pan in the kitchen where we are this week that a guest has bought with them themselves. Bought it in his own. It's in a Tesco carrier bag. It's not exactly sealed, but I should probably know what his allergy is but I haven't actually cooked for him. I think it was egg, but it's super severe allergy. So I bought my own pan and my own utensils and stuff. Well, that's fine, but then when it comes to washing it up, we're still going to be washing it up in the kitchen where
it's still in the same environment,
whatever is in. But
and you're going to be doing everything you can at the time to make sure that it's not going to be cross-contaminated with anything. So bringing your own frying pan isn't really making much of a difference.
And then like gluten-free, where we used to have things that were gluten-free, and then you're no longer allowed to label on your menu as gluten-free, because even if you bought in something and it was gluten-free, but then once you've opened the packaging, the parts per million, it's no longer gluten-free. So then you have to say it's non-gluten containing, the recipe. But now it's low gluten, isn't it? So it's like you have a low gluten item.
Oh, because the EHO was telling me that the parts of the flour are dusting in the air and stuff like that. So,
yeah. Which fair. There's a company called Maid Marian, banging gluten-free stuff, and they do their gluten-free stuff's in plastic bags.
Are we
ready?
Boosting them? Are we? Where are they?
Yeah, they're Portreath.
Okay, Maid Marian and Portreath.
So there's Portreath Bakery, right?
Yeah.
Portreath Bakery is a bakery. They have flour, etc. And then I'll get this entirely wrong, but bear with it. There's the mother who has. Yeah. There's a family member who has another family member who's got a gluten intolerance.
Okay.
So they've created a separate bakery which is gluten-free, but honestly, best stuff going. But they do these focaccia rolls and stuff. Like, they're not cheap, but then they're bloody good. But they do them in this plastic packaging that you could put the plastic packaging in the oven. So you bake it in the plastic packaging. So if you've got someone who's genuinely like, I'm actually allergic, then what you could do is you bake it in the plastic packaging and then you give it to them in the plastic packaging. It looks a bit tacky, but you can say, to be absolutely safe, here you are. It's in a sealed packet. It's been baked in the oven in the sealed packet. Open it yourself at the table, and then
there's absolutely no chance.
There's no chance of anything else because, like you say, flour blown around inside an oven. There's plenty of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, to hell with the allergies.
If you've got a real one, book it. When you book your table, say, this is my allergy. Okay. And then don't start deviating from it at the end.
Yeah, don't deviate from it, and don't just turn up and say, oh, by the way, I've got this whole long list. Because at some point, we're just going to say, would you just bugger off?
I suppose we do the same thing. It's a bit, you take your car in the garage. Can you, while it's there, can you check, because it's making a horrible noise from that. Can you also do this and that? And
God, I do that all the time.
Yeah, but...
And I get told to bugger off, to be fair. I haven't got time to do that. They've not got... You'd think these guys would just expand with like 5 or 6 different garages because they're always up to their arse in it.
Can't fit you in for a month.
Can't fit you in. Oh, it's a 3-month waiting list, mate. Really? If you had an outside catering company jammed, you would employ more staff and more premise or bigger premises. Like you would just expand. I don't understand why it doesn't work.
No.
But whatever.
There we are. That's everyone. Those are like the equipment engineers. I mean, that's a main course topic if ever there's one, is broken kit in kitchens.
We will get to that.
You get the guy that comes in to fix the solid top, the pilot light's gone. Oh, why are you here, mate?
I'm guilty as charged of that. I take him and then feed him a latte and a sandwich or a sweet. Make
sure you don't bodge the Thermomix though, because that can end badly.
Oh no, we're going to save that one. That's I remember that. That's going to save for that's next episode's main course.
What? Just that?
That is one part of the broken equipment. Come on.
Yeah, all right.
That's going to take some time because I know a lot of chefs out there are so angry that the equipment's either busted, breaking, and no one will either replace it or throw it out.
Yeah, sad times. Well, I think that wraps up special allergies, anyway. So for dessert, we had an email in from our dear friend Anthony. He wants to know the most entertaining story between back of house and front of house. So, well, I could give you my version, or you could give you, or why don't we just ring him?
Yeah, we'll just ring him.
No, right.
Let's just get him.
It's a bit late at night.
What time is it? 12:30? 1 o'clock?
It'll be fine. It's only 12:30. We'll give him a ring.
Ballistic.
Get him on the phone.
All right.
We'll give him a shout.
Let's call him now.
Oh.
He must be thinking, what the hell are you phoning him for?
Hello?
Oh, is the call called for too long? It's been phoning for too long.
He was active 12 minutes ago. Oh, I tell you, is online. Liam. So in episode 1, I mentioned a Liam that had a fight with another Liam, but it wasn't this Liam or the other Liam, it was a different Liam. So this Liam, unbeknown to me was this Liam, commented on the YouTube channel saying, I hope that wasn't me that you were talking about the Liam, but he'd never met another Liam, so I don't know why he was confused. Anyway, he's online. Why don't we give him a call?
Oh, I was exhausted.
Yeah, I know. He's online. I think he was a KP when I worked with him. He's probably still working this late if he is a KP. But then he used to do night cleaner as well, so he might be doing that. So
those who are not in the industry, KP for kitchen porter, washes the dishes, cleans them.
Who doesn't know what KP means?
Well, I need someone to say.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
you're hogging the mic.
Well, we'll give him a call. Right. Oh yeah, give him a call.
Right, doing it now. What's it doing? It's not ringing.
Liam's phoning us back. Hello?
Hello?
There he is.
Who's this? Is this Darren?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good. No, you're going to think, why am I ringing you at this time of night, aren't you? The reason is shit. Because...
What's this?
Ant, you know Ant that used to work in the restaurant?
No.
Anthony, the restaurant manager, the one that always got stressed.
Oh, Ant. Yeah, right. Yeah.
For excuse for flapper skin. Well, he sent us an email in for our podcast and we were going to discuss it with him. And then I tried to ring him and he's not answering his phone. So I was like, well, who else do we know that's in the catering industry that's online at this time of day? So here we are, sat here with a microphone, recording, chatting about the world. And you were online, so I've rung you. What?
Sorry, what was that?
Your signal's gone. Where are you? Are you at work?
Yeah, signal's funny. I'm at work at the moment, yeah.
Ah, night porter in or KP?
Night cleaning still, but...
What's new then?
Well, I might be going back in the kitchen, but I don't know yet. Basically, it's my fault.
What's happened?
Yeah, Ant's not... I got sacked.
Why? What did you do?
Well, just timekeeping. Poor timekeeping, basically. But I commented on your podcast, you know. I don't know if it was me.
I did. That's why
YouTube.
that's why you're on it now.
Okay.
You are live on the podcast now. You are being recorded now. You are on the
Fuck
podcast.
off.
Yeah, you're
No.
on it. Yeah.
No, Liam, you're right.
No.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Yeah.
Liam.
Oh, fuck. Okay, cool.
Don't worry. You're working hard. It's fine. We know you're working.
Why are you ringing me now?
Because Anthony didn't answer, and he was supposed to. Because Anthony wanted to discuss an entertaining story, and then he didn't answer his phone.
Can you stop mentioning names so often? Do you know how many
Sorry,
beeps I've got to put in that?
There's going to have to be a bit of beeping on that. So when we thought, who else in the industry is online at this time of day, and you are, so we rang you.
CheckON then, isn't it?
CheckON.
CheckON.
Right. What's the worst thing you've ever seen in the kitchen? Eh?
There was one chef in one place I was working who stuck his knob out mid shift.
For any reason, or
just stuck his knob? No reason. Just stuck his knob.
Great. Did it cause offence?
What size was it?
He's gone.
It's gone.
Where's the signal?
Oh, well, that was Liam.
His signal's gone.
He told us a story. One chef spent the night going around the kitchen with his tacker out in front of the chefs and working at the same time.
He worked for me as a KP in a previous life. Good lad. He's one of the. There's many people right now. I don't know if you've encountered it, but there seems to be a growing number of people who suffer from insomnia. Or not. I don't understand insomnia, but I think it's too many energy drinks and too much hyper. But I tell you, that guy, he can beatbox like an absolute trooper.
Oh, we should have got him beatboxing. He could have done us a new jingle. All right, let's get him back. Right, phone him again.
All right, ring him back.
Right, ring him.
Hold on. Yeah, all right. That's good. Really, what I've done there is I've tried to ring him back, but somehow I've clicked on Alex.
We're not really getting very good
So,
at this. No names, are we?
Who's just messaged me saying, "You just interrupted my dream about Jude Bellingham." Hold on. I'm just going to ring her.
I mean, I can't read anything.
Yeah, I'm just going to ring her. It's going to be easy. Hold on.
All right.
Hello?
No, it's easier if I just ring and explain it, because we're supposed to be ringing Anthony, because I was supposed to be having a chat with Anthony about hospitality stories, and he didn't tell me. So then I was like, who else do I know that's online in hospitality world? So I rang Liam, who was very confused at doing his night cleaning, and then he told me about some guy in the kitchen that had his knob out. Then the signal dropped out, and you were the next person I knew that was in the chef industry that was online. So I opened your name. So then I went to dial it back, and I dialed you instead of dialing him.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
How's life?
Yeah, it's fine. How about you?
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Working too much at the minute, considering I'm supposed to be not working, but you know.
Oh, really? You've been doing that podcast set then? I did listen to a bit of the first one. I've heard of the people talk about it. It's quite good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. It's we're slowly starting to get it off the ground. That was the thing, we were trying to get hold of Ant, because Ant was supposed to give us some exciting stories. So I was going to talk to him about it on the phone, but he's useless because it's Ant, isn't he?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen in the kitchen? Actually, that's probably a bad question, because it would implement me, because it was probably with me in the kitchen. But
I don't know. It's all mushes together, doesn't it?
yeah, chaos. Do you prefer front of house or back of house though?
Oh, back for sure.
Why?
Because it's more fun, and I don't know. I feel like it's so much more. It's just so much more fun, but more creative, and you don't have to deal with assholes all day. Only the ones you work with.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a bit of front of house, but I prefer, obviously the back.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing front of house.
I won't interrupt your sleep any further. I'll let you go back to dreaming of Jude Bellingham, and have a lovely night. Catch you soon, and take care.
Look after yourself. Bye bye.
And you, mate. Cheerio. Well, that was an unexpected surprise. Thanks for taking the call when you were trying to sleep. Do you know what? Classic example there, though, of a person that's like got good work ethic and easy transferable from front of house to back house. And you see those driven people that they don't know what they want to do. They're young, they're whatever. They work in hospitality, and then they see a glimmer of the kitchen. They want to get involved, and she absolutely smashed it. Like, she came in the kitchen worked for us for a few months. She then went off and worked on some yachts and got a bit of sun. She's back working at the same place now. She went back after I left, not because she didn't want to work with me, obviously. But no, like just a good example of someone that they just want to get on, head down, cracks on, does a great job. So anyway, I think that wraps it up. So I think we'll leave it as that.
Don't forget the email.
Letters for checkon@hotmail.com. Otherwise, we're just going to start ringing around random people.
We're just going to keep ringing people until we get one.
Who's online at this hour of the day?
Yes. But we're not doing 1 o'clock in the morning this time.
No, we'll get up early next time.
Yeah.
We've been working hard.
This is really late.
Common theme there.
Early.
Working hard. Anyway, that's it.
All right, catch you in episode 4.
Cheers.